Right, guys, we got a clip here from Sky Sports in relation to the football, which is not something I talk about much these days, not least because they cuck themselves to a Marxist movement, as you know. Now, usually I would be excited for the Euros, especially with 3 home nations playing in the tournament, but that has been tarnished by the knee-bending bullshit that fans have rightly booed and will continue to do so. If these players want to fight inequality and injustice, why don't they get off that pitch, go and spend some time in a few council estates around the country and see it's class, not race, that dictates much about life. There you will see people of all races living in the same shit, which is why the country at large does not support this bollocks and never will. I mean, if they really cared about black lives, they would go into Peckham or Brixton estates and try to stop the young boys living in these places from stabbing each other up. At the end of the day, them bending the knee ain't gonna stop a gang member stabbing up another one, will it? As you know, there are lives in danger within a mile or two of the stadiums that these football players play in, but virtue signalling on the pitch is literally all they have. Showing to anyone with half a brain cell it's literally just bollocks and politicised bollocks at that. Something these naive dumbfuck football players have actually fell for hook, line and sinker. As you know, kick racism out of football has literally been there for years at this point. It does not need the knee-bending BLM bullshit, as we've said. And let's also be honest here, I don't see any of these players putting their hands in their pockets to help the people that they claim to support when it actually matters. And in fact, didn't one of the founders of the BLM movement over in America get herself some property and then fuck off straight out the door? So that is literally what you're bending the knee to, you snivelling bunch of shit weasels. At the end of the day though, this just literally shows it's all bollocks, much like the comments we have coming here from some equality director over at the FA. This deranged imbecile actually sits there saying football players have a right to protest while claiming fans do not have the right to protest against Marxist political messages in their sport. Here, you know what, take a listen to it for yourself before I go over some of the bollocks that she comes out with.
So our stance on this is it is absolutely a personal choice for players to decide to take the knee. Let's be clear on what taking the knee is. Taking the knee is players protesting against inequality, injustice and discrimination across the game. It isn't aligned to a political party, and I know that there are those who have tried to kind of mar the narrative around this space and say it's got something to do with politics. It isn't. When you're booing players who are taking the knee, what you are in effect booing is the right of those individuals on that pitch to have a voice and to protest against inequality. And so from an FA standpoint, we will absolutely always support any individual who chooses to protest in a respectful way, and taking a knee is an action that is respectful. It enables us to continue to have conversations about inequality, about discrimination, about racism, and it means that it stays at the forefront of everybody's minds. So be that players, be that their families, be that fans, or be that individuals at home. So for us, we're supportive of anybody's right to protest in a respectful manner, and taking the knee is exactly what that is.
Well, that was like a solid minute of her just talking shit while using mental gymnastics to run damage control for its political aims. I mean, to start, she actually has no idea what taking the knee is all about. She said it was about inequality and injustice in the game, but taking the knee is about Black Lives Matter at the end of the day. As you know, it's only about black people as the name suggests, so it cannot be about equality if it's literally just for one race, can it? And as we know, this virtue signal is done in support of the political protest movement that wants to defund the police, close all prisons, smash the capitalist system and more. That there proves she's just talking shit because there are political aims of the people pushing this knee-bending bullshit at the end of the day. And as we all know, Sasha Johnson started a political party off of the back of her BLM fame before she headbutted that mostly peaceful bullet a week or so ago now. In fact, I would say this FA tit's comments on booing these sanctimonious fuckpigs shows the utter stupidity of her to me. In fact, it's mental gymnastics that Diane Abbott would probably be proud of. She claims that booing these players is booing their right to protest, which of course is wrong. It is the fans protesting their teams, cucking themselves to bullshit that happened in America, and based on the statistics is not even relevant to the UK. Them stats suggest that 10 black people died in police custody over 10 years in the UK, while around 155 white people died during the exact same period. Showing to anyone who couldn't have guessed that themselves that this evidence does not support their bullshit, and neither does the country. And I would bet the fans will show them that when the stadiums are full again, if they ever allow them to be. Now she finishes up saying she will support people's right to protest, but that obviously won't include the fans' right to protest against politicising their sport. This obviously doesn't surprise me, and I expect it doesn't surprise many of you. 80 grand a year she is on though to spout this shit. What a fucking world we're actually living in. Now before I go guys, remember the channel's website and other social media links are down below for you to support me on if you have not already. My website will be used in future to interact with the viewers a lot more, so be sure to sign up for that. It's free and easy to do, so I hope to see you all there.